Everybody doing today? Well, it's not saying I'm live as of yet, but I believe that we are, and I am so excited to be here and to bring you another awesome guest. Woo! I mean, I have so much fun doing this show, and it's an opportunity for me to meet and talk to so many different women entrepreneurs. And they actually have an opportunity to share all of the awesome things that they are doing. You guys get a chance to know them, and hopefully, you can connect with them at some point in the future. So, let me go ahead and do the quick introductions, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So, my name is Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. This is A Queen's Roundtable Show, which happens every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring on a different entrepreneur and we talk openly and honestly about entrepreneurship as well as different obstacles that they may have overcome in the past. And we kind of bring it up to today with what they're doing and what they have to offer. And we always end on an educational note with different tips and tools for you to be able to grab and begin implementing right away to scale your business. So without further ado, let me say this, make sure you share the video out, show us some love, leave us some likes, some comments. If you have any questions, then please feel free to leave it in the comments. Okay, we'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to share it out. So I'm going to go ahead and let my special guest introduce herself and tell you a little bit about who she is and who she serves and how she serves them.
Hi. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Thank you for having me today on the Queen's Round Table. I'm so excited. Goodness, it has definitely been a journey. I am Tiffany Williams-Parra, and I'm here in sunny Southern California. I'm just outside of Los Angeles. I'm in Ontario, about an hour outside of Los Angeles. I am a certified life coach, personal trainer. I'm also a 3-time best-selling author. I am a mastermind facilitator for women to just help them to be able to, step out into their power and purpose by us really coming together and utilizing each other's, talents, skills, and abilities. I'm also editor-in-chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, Elevating Your Mind, Body, and Spirit. We are a magazine where we focus on helping people to really focus on their physical, mental, spiritual, as well as financial health, because all 4 of those things run hand in hand when it comes to really building a foundation for that ultimate, healthy lifestyle. So I serve really anybody that is, struggling out there to, elevate themselves in any of those areas. Men, women. I do specialize in women, just through my own journey. Back in 2008, I was actually challenged myself with my health. I was almost 300 pounds. I was a size 22. I was, they say borderline diabetic, but no, I was diabetic. My blood sugar was in the high 300s. I think the highest was 366 when I went back and looked at some paperwork. And that's a stroke, heart attack ready to happen. My blood pressure was through the roof. My cholesterol also through the roof. So I was in a very bad state, and I was a single mom. So, I was in an HR position, really just kind of running by the seat of my pants, just trying to make ends meet and try to take care of, myself, my son. And, I got into health and wellness because I had the information already in me. I was an athlete in high school. When I was pregnant, I had gestational diabetes. So I really already knew what to do to get healthy. I just had kind of lost myself through, just living life, right? So I decided to just go on a journey. I researched things. I'm a very holistic person, so I don't like medications. I like to do things. I said, what? The Lord created us to do things on our own. Our body's very, very, very strong and very resilient. So I just went on a journey to find things to get me healthy. And in 3 years, I released 118.7 pounds, have kept it off for about a decade. And now I just teach people how to do that. I teach them how to really connect themselves in the mind, because first I was a mess. I was a hot mess, Jackie. I would tell you that much, okay, at that time. And just hearing that, that type of news, it just really shook me up. So I started to pray. Someone, brought me into meditation practice and things like that, things that I never thought I would do. Started researching, the different oils and essential oils and things that are out in nature, even just grounding yourself. And things just really started to happen. Again, I released the weight, I released the mental weight. I stepped back into my spiritual practice and, really connected with God again. And that's where I created my business, Phoenix Fitness Fanatics. And I love what I do because I give people hope, that they can do it, because I've been there, done that. And I'm here to testify that it is definitely possible to do anything that you want to do. So.
Wow. I mean, Tiffany and I had an opportunity to meet in person here in Michigan. We recently did the Leadership Experience Tour.
Yeah.
And I'm mentioning that now because, oftentimes, well, I speak for myself. I interview so many women and come in contact with so many women online, but not always do I have an opportunity to be able to meet them. And I have to say, your energy, you're positive, you just radiate positive energy. And when you mentioned about the oils, I remember during the when we were we were nervous, we were rehearsing, or just before we were ready to, take the stage, Tiffany was like, I got my oils, I got and I don't know the different oils you use, but, I could tell that this is an individual who really practices what she preaches, and I'm somewhat familiar. Well, let's just put it like this. I know the healing properties of the essential oils, but I don't know what does what, and I don't use them. But so when I hear you say that, it is an inspiration to me, and I'm sure it's an inspiration to others, because a lot of times we just feel like just overwhelmed, just so beat down by just the day-to-day working. And if you have young children, and if you have elderly parents, and I know I'm in that boat now because my dad's not doing that great. And it's like sometimes you feel so run down, right? And you need to make these changes. You go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, oh, you're going, if you keep going the way you are, you're going to be diabetic, because I'm in that boat. I'm like pre-diabetic.
Okay.
And, I don't have high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Well, they say I was borderline high cholesterol. So, you know what I mean? And the thing of it is, a lot of these things, in which I'm sure you can talk to them about more so, obviously more so than myself, that these are reversible. They're reversible, and that they're manageable, from what I heard you say earlier.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
With maybe diet and exercise. I'm pretty sure there's some instances where people need to be on medication.
Right.
But, that it's hope, that there is hope out there.
I think that honestly, medication, that's a last resort, because when you look at it, and it's kind of, I kind of laugh sometimes when I look at these commercials, right? Because, they're telling you all these things, and if you have, XYZ going on, take this. And then the voice goes down really low, and you hear all the side effects. And a lot of times we're not really paying attention to all those side effects that they're quietly telling us, right? Or when you're looking on the paperwork, it's itty bitty. And come on now, when we get to a certain age, our eyes start getting affected. So half the time we can't read that little writing anyway. They do that on purpose, So I feel that, all those side effects are so much worse than us actually taking the time to just research some things, like the essential oils. Stress, that's the biggest thing. And I have a teenage son. He's 16. Okay. So, y'all know.
I didn't realize that.
Okay. You get there, right? But for me, it's like, okay, take a minute, go get you some lavender. That's calming. Go get you a little frankincense. I've done the research on the things that'll kind of calm me down a little bit. So then, and breath work, breathe. We don't breathe. Okay. Just take a moment to just conscious, deeper. Just do that with me real quick and see where that goes. Just come on. you just feel that instant shift. And if we just take a moment just to learn how to breathe, we'll bring that stress level down, because we have adrenaline pumping in us all the time. And that causes dis-ease in our body. And what is dis-ease? It's disease. It's the cancer. It's the heart disease. It's all these things that really can be prevented. I was listening to one of my sisters yesterday in a conference I was in, and she mentions this, that we just need to take control of our stress level, and I do that with the essential oils. I do that with teas, my chamomile teas and, my peppermint teas and things like that, things that I have found to just help me relax. And sometimes we just have to look at, what is that thing that helps us relax? Is it, maybe investing in one of those little things to put your feet in at night, or just putting on a little soft music and taking a minute for yourself. Yeah, you have all the kids going everywhere, but hey, you know what? Take that minute, because that's vital, because again, that stress, once you bring that stress level down, you're going to start to notice that your body's going to change. If you do have some stuff going on and that stuff that's stuck, there's ways to get that stuff out of there too. I love what I do because I've researched so many things that are not commonly used. People always tend to go to the medical things or to the, the common things that you learn in the gym. I started researching things like EFT, which is emotional freedom techniques. We have tapping points all around our body. And if you notice, when we were there at the Leadership Experience Tour, I was actually tapping on a few of those areas. Here is one that, and you can do one finger, two fingers. I like to do two. Sometimes I'll do all four of my fingers, just, hey, nice strong tap. And that really will start to shift you and just bring those affirmations in, here. That's another tapping point. Here under the eyes. I mean, I can go through them with you, all day. That'll be another segment. But you tap in those powerful affirmations. I can do this. There's tapping for weight loss. I've used this in some of my clients where they're really struggling, and it's all up here. The struggle is here. Your body is going to do what your mind tells it to do. When I look at some of the heavy weights that I lift, sometimes I'm like, ooh, can I do that? Stop, Tiff. Yeah, you can't do that. Stop it. Change your words. I take my nice deep breaths. I say my nice affirmations. I can do this. I'm strong. I'm a warrior. And I get it done. And then I get to celebrate. And that's what has really helped me with my success in just, the longevity of this, is being able to tap into that and just, it's going to be a struggle. It is exercise. It is changing your diet. It is learning how to say no when you're at that party and you really, really want that, piece of cheesecake, and you got to just use the willpower, but you can do it, So, the willpower is just like any muscle. You flex it every single day. You work it, it's going to get strong, just like all your muscles, and you're going to be able to do just anything. So, yeah.
Wow. I'm sitting here and I heard my son screaming in the background. He gets excited about these video games. So, if you hear some screams in the background, I apologize.
Hey, I love it. It shows that he's joyful in there. He's enjoying that video game. My son does it too when he's here. So
when it comes time to do some chores, he's going to be kicking and screaming, talking about how tired he is. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm a therapist, a clinician, and I see people all day long, like back to back to back to back to back. And it's not only that the energy, because everybody, there's an energy, that everyone brings to the office or to the call video chat that we're doing. So how do you balance, like, how do you what am I trying to say? How do you not, I guess, take on any of that energy? I guess that's number one. But that's that's more specific to me or other people in my field. But let me also give a broader question. So a lot of us have stressful jobs, and I don't care what it is. It used to be if you were in like corporate America, it was stressful. But now the way the economy is going, they literally want one person to do the work of 2 to 3 people. So they are constantly requiring more, which, puts more stress on you as the employee. So I know you get this all the time. So how do you, and I mean, I know they have to pay for your services, but just give them maybe just one way to maybe manage that.
You know what, really, it's setting boundaries. I mean, regardless of where you are, and it's very hard for me because I've always been that yes person. I was in HR for 15 years. So, I would have a lot of people coming to me. My door was always, I had that open door policy, and, there's a lot of HR managers that don't. And I think it may be because you are taking on a lot of energy, and I'm also an empath as well. And I'm now, as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize that, and when I do have certain clients that come to me and they're, it can be that draining session. You really just have to sometimes, your boundary has to just be able to say, hey, you know what, we're going to focus on this, and really just kind of bring them back to that present moment. Like, okay, you know what happened, acknowledge it, understand, hey, it happened. What kind of lesson can I learn from that? Because you can't do anything about what happened. In the present moment, you can enjoy that present moment, because we're not going to have that very soon, because then that's going to be in the future too, right? It's going to be in the past. Excuse me. It's going to be in the past. And in the future, I mean, we can't worry about what's there either, because we don't even know it's there. So it's really just telling people to be present and stop worrying about all these other things and set those boundaries. I get a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got, again, my son, I just got married a couple of years ago. So we're still kind of in that newlywed phase, becoming a new entrepreneur. As I said, I was in HR for many years. And during COVID, I was working in an entertainment venue. And during COVID, of course, everything got shut down. So this was really God's way of saying, hey, you know what, this wasn't your passion in the first place. So, let's go over here and let's get you focused on what you're supposed to be doing. So what I've done, just to kind of combat, just that type of person, because I think all coaches really run into those people, because even as a fitness trainer and putting that life coach aspect in there too, people will dump everything on me, and I don't have all the answers, and I will tell them I don't have all the answers. And when people are coming to me, I learn how to prioritize in my head who I can deal with a little bit later on. And I learn how to say, no, you know what, I can't right now. Instead of, okay, hold on, just wait a second, I'll be with you in a minute, and trying to hurry up and finish with that other person. Because I had to realize that I'm hurrying up with this other person. I'm not giving them my 100%, and they deserve my 100% while I'm with them. So let me go ahead and handle this and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, you're okay to wait for a minute. And it seems like it's been balancing. And it has been a balancing act, but it seems like everything's starting to balance. And just having a schedule for myself as well. I actually have a big calendar right here at this table here, and I write everything down, now, just to know where everything's at, so I know where to set my boundaries as well. When people are coming at me, I know, okay, you know what, I've got this going on. So yeah, that's how I do it. And I know it doesn't work for everyone, but that's really what I do, is just really set those boundaries and learn to say no.
That comes up just about every interview. The learning how to say no. I find that a lot of us as women, we don't have that, or we have a difficult time with that.
We're nurtured. We want to do it all.
We want to be everything to everybody. We want to help everybody out. We want to make sure everyone else is taken care of. But then when it comes to us, We just kind of, oh, well, we'll get to it later kind of a attitude, you know? So, I mean, we go through that every time. It always comes up. So one of the things I wanted to ask, I always ask my guests, what would you say your biggest obstacle was? And I know a lot of this may be overlapping, and I believe you might have touched on some of it, but what would you say was your biggest obstacle, personally or professionally? And what did you do, or um, how did you manage to not allow it to overcome you or to make you just kind of, become stagnant or to throw the towel in, so to speak?
I'm going to say the biggest thing that I've done is surrounding myself with positive, like-minded women. When I got laid off, I was kind of, I was kind of down, it was a hit. It was like, oh, wait a second. Well, why didn't you keep me? Why didn't you your head goes all up. Why didn't you let that other person go instead of me? But it happened for a reason. And I don't know. I mean, I think what I did is I learned how to, again, surround myself. And I created a group. I thought it was only going to be a couple of us. I said, I just want an area for us to go, once a week. Let's check in with each other and talk about our wins for the week, personal, professional. If there's something on our chest, let's talk about the challenges as well, because there's always somebody else out there that's going through the same thing. You don't have to feel like you're by yourself, because you're not. So it started out as just a handful of us. It's now almost 250 of us in the group. It's it's the Girls Powerhouse Network Mastermind group, and it's just amazing. I have learned so much. I have been able to network and meet just different people. I was not the person to be out here talking. You would have not seen me out here from a couple years ago on screen, telling my story, talking about, business and things. It wasn't really my thing. I just really wanted to go to work, serve the people I was there, the employees, stay behind that desk. And, as I just really surrounded myself around, winning, like-minded, just women, it just elevated me. I met the CEO and editor-in-chief of Own It magazine, Marisa Blodurin, who has become a dear friend of mine. And
what's her name?
Marisa Blodurin. Okay. Yeah, she's the CEO and editor-in-chief of, like I said, Own It magazine and Own It publishing. She is the reason why I was able to birth Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. And it's just been really awesome, because when you do open yourself up to just meeting, new people, sometimes we as women, we don't like to meet new women because, sometimes you have in the back of your mind, oh, they're going to be catty or this and that. And sometimes you have to step back and honestly really meet a person, because there's been quite a few people that I've watched. Now I'm kind of a Facebook stalker, especially now with the magazine, you kind of have to be, but I watch people and, that first impression is like, ooh, I don't know. But as I research them and watch them on their lives and things, I'm like, oh my God, they weren't even what I thought they were going to be. So it's just, really getting to know people and not closing yourself off to just, having those like-minded women that you can learn from. Again, that's been a game changer for me in so many ways, because we can help each other in so many ways. We have so many talents and skills and abilities that, can come together and to just help us in every way. I mean, we've got everything in the group that I'm in anyway. I mean, so everybody out there, please, if you're looking for a great, wonderful group to come and network, please come and see us. We're on Facebook. It's the Girls Powerhouse Network Masterminds.
I was going to ask you to mention that about the group, and I was going to ask you, so how did you segue into, and again, I know you touched on it, because I know you have the group, you do individual coaching, you have you're the editor-in-chief of the magazine, and I feel like I'm missing something.
I also am brand partner for, when I started my fitness journey, I tried everything, y'all. Okay. And I didn't want people to make the mistake that I made, because there's a lot of money invested that didn't have to be,
Mhm.
So what I did was I created kind of an ecosystem within my business, where I am a brand partner for all of the things that have worked for me throughout the years. So Purite, which is a superfood. It has all of your vitamins, minerals, nutrients, your probiotics, prebiotics, protein. I mean, everything that you need for your body to just get right. My whole family's on it. My mother, she is 78 this year, or next year, excuse me, in January. And she looks amazing. I mean, this woman, she's been on the Purity now for a little over a year, and she gets out there, and every single day she's in the park 5 days a week, and she's walking 5 miles a day. And that's on 2 replacement hips. And I mean, and I love to be able to say that, because I'm like, that's because you're giving your body exactly what it needs, mom. And for me to be able to refer that to my mother and bring that into her life, it just makes me feel just so much joy. So, I am brand partner for them. Also got, detox tea. We got a detox. So, that's what we have to start with. When we first start the journey, first thing you got to do, detox all the nastiness out, so we can now start bringing the good stuff in and start to change you, in that way. So I'm also a brand partner for TLC, which has the, ISO tea and things like that as well. We also have different vitamins and things too, but I myself use the ISO tea for the detox, process. So I'm actually also a online coach. So I make it easy for people, y'all. Look, you can't have any excuses. If you don't like to go to the gym, and I deal with the gym folks, okay, because there's so many people that do not like the gym. They don't want to go in there. They don't want the nasty, man in the corner watching them and all that stuff. You get those in there, or you get the just right now with COVID, you don't want to go because everybody's touching everything, and you don't know if they wiped it down or anything like that too. So, hey, I get it. I brought fitness into my home. So I actually do online workouts through a 30-day program that I have. The next one is launching on November 1st. It is a 30-day rapid weight release program. And I'm coming to you in your own home, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We do an online boot camp. We use our body weight. I mean, that is the best weight in the world is your body weight. And the amazing things that we can do. So we use our body weight, and then we work up to, bringing in hand weights and some resistance bands and things. Some of my more elite that have been with me for a little while, we do have kettlebells and steps that we, use as well. But as we go and you guys grow and get stronger, we just go ahead and just, graduate to those next things that you have to get. So it doesn't break the bank. You need a mat, of course, and, water and a towel and a great, attitude, a can-do attitude, because you can do anything. Again, like I said earlier, anything is possible if you just say it's possible. So, there's no excuses. You wake up. I get up at 4:00 in the morning, set myself up. I, take the family room from family room to gym, and I'm online via Zoom, and we're getting to work. So it's 5 a.m. that I get on, 8 o'clock Eastern. Hey, you know what? If I'm up at 5 o'clock, y'all better be able to get up at 8 o'clock to get on.
So let me ask this. So I'm interested in being a part of that. You said like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, so
Yes.
I work, during the week. Let's just say 8:30 to like 5:30.
Okay.
So would I be able to like go and look at the Zoom link later that day? Like, how does that work?
I do have them recorded as well. So the other thing that you can do too is if you miss the workout, the awesome thing is that I have an app called Fitness is My Life. It's not mine. It is through Fitness is My Life. Like I said, I'm an online, person through there, online trainer. And Mark DiNardo is the founder of Fitness is My Life. It is amazing because it basically gives you your coach in your hand. So I can assign exactly what we do in the workout. I can assign it to you through the app, and then you do it on your own. And all you have to do is just click that you finished it. It's in real time. So I can go back at the end of the day. I can go back and make sure that you got that done. Because see, I'm 3 hours ahead. So when it's 9 o'clock, you know, and I'm sitting down, 6 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock over there, right? Now I'm going through, and if you haven't done it by 9 o'clock, you might get a text message from coach like, hey, what's going on? Why didn't you do that yet? So it also gives you the opportunity to track your nutrition as well. So you can scan labels, or you can also just go in and type, you know, eggs, and then it'll come up all the different things, scrambled eggs, fried egg, whatever it is. I love it because you give whatever you want to do. If you want to lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks, the app is going to tell you exactly how to do that, how many pounds you need to lose in the week. And we just work on getting that done. You know, I also provide some meal plans as well. And if there is anyone out there that has, you know, something that maybe I can't work with, maybe it's an injury or something that they have now been released from their doctor, they're able to get back out there. There's quite a few coaches at Fitness is My Life where I can just call, or I can just get online and say, hey, I've got this going on, and they're going to help me to design a plan for that person, and they'll work with me as well. So it's really cool because there's nobody that I can't work with, because there's so many people that I have in the community to be able to help me with anything. So it's really awesome. And it's all online.
You know what I have to say, Tiffany, you are really awesome. I like how you kind of, I mean, I think it's just great the way you are able to, you know, share your testimonial. You know, you've been there, you know, you've done it, and you've been able to keep it off. And I think that's a big thing with a lot of people. You know, I've never done like a crash course diet, if you will, but I know a lot of people that have friends, family, you know, coworkers, you know what I mean? And one of the things that they find is difficult is to keep it off, you know, and I know that it's a whole transition around, I guess, your relationship with food, you know. So like, I know, for example, like if we would have worked together, you know, we'd have to say, okay, like me sitting down with a little pint of Ben and Jerry's, you know, my favorite ice cream, y'all, chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. That has been my favorite ice cream for like 15 years, you know, and like just sitting down, having that ice cream and watching my favorite show. Like that's my wind down, you know? So it's like, I know that I would have to, you know, come up with different ways to be able to wind down, and just like a whole different view, because a lot of people think when they diet, they always think of depriving themselves. You know, I'm not going to be able to have that.
No,
I'm not going to be able to
don't
have that.
deprive
You know what I
yourself.
mean?
No. I did not deprive myself through this, and I still don't deprive myself. Okay. I mean, I'll tell you, and my close friends and my family, they know, I mean, especially the holidays come around. See, when holidays come around, I will warn people. I'll say, you know what? Y'all will either see me running a whole lot more, or you might see a couple of pounds on me, because I'm not going to deprive myself. I'm just going to go ahead and work on getting it back off, you know, because I know what I need to do. So with the ice cream, sweetie, I'm going to tell you, it's all about portion sizes. My family thinks I am just insane, because if I want some ice cream, I will go and I'll get them little Ben and Jerry's cups.
Yeah, that
little cup. And I'll sit down with that, and they're like, well, that's just a taste. I'm like, but that's really all we need. That's all our body really needs. So if you just get that cup, and I've got it down to a science, because now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just eat half that cup. So I'm in a little competition with myself to see if I can do it. You know, it's always a little, it's a little banner within myself. I'm like, okay, let me just do half of it and just see. And my husband, you can't just do half of it. Yes, I can. I sure can. And I'll put it back, and I'm going to eat that tomorrow. And I'll just make sure I only have the one in there, so then I know, okay, I am going to eat that tomorrow, because I don't want to go back and I don't want to have to buy another one anyway. Because to me, I feel like, well, I'm being greedy now. So I've just programmed myself that way. So you start out with just, okay, let me not buy the big one. Let me just buy the little ones. You know, if you want chocolate, how's a healthy way to eat chocolate? Well, chocolate's really, when you look at it, cocoa is healthy for you. It is very high in antioxidants. So get something in a little higher cocoa, which is something that's 70% higher cocoa is going to be it's going to be a little more healthy for you. So do that, and just make sure, instead of taking the whole bar, what's a serving size of that. I know that bar is probably 3 servings. So let me cut that in 3. Now I got 3 days of treats instead of just one day where I'm just going to blow it all out. So it's all about portion sizes and knowing, what you're eating. Read the labels, because we always will grab something and just think,
I get depressed when I read those labels. Because when you read, oh, let me say this again, ladies and gents, please share the video out, okay? And again, remember, if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comments for us, all right? And I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. It's just that, like, on StreamYard, like, I can't see the comments on my screen here, and I have my devices off, so don't want you to think that we're ignoring you. Thank you for joining us, and for those of you that have catch the replay, but make sure you leave whatever questions or comments you have and hit that share button. So what I was going to say is that, okay, I'm feeling this. I'm understanding. You know what I would do is, let's say I would go to the grocery store like once every 2 weeks, and I would buy myself maybe 1 pint, a small, of the ice cream, and I say, okay, I'm gonna have that this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, and then I won't, I'm just gonna buy that one, and I won't get another one until I go back to the grocery store. Make
it a treat for you. Make it a reward. Really, that's what you want to do. I started making things rewards for myself. So that's another thing I wanted to share, because if I told myself, okay, I'm gonna do a mile this day, like I'm gonna do a mile and I'm gonna do 30 squats. If I didn't do that, I couldn't have it. So I made sure that I did that action every day. So when I really, really got like the best results, and I'm gonna tell y'all, like, this was my secret. Like, when I said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do 3 miles a day, and it didn't matter how I was gonna get it in. If I was gonna do a mile in the morning, and then maybe walk a mile, at lunchtime, and then walk a mile when I got home, I was just gonna do 3 miles a day, and I was gonna give myself a little treat every time I did that 3 miles. And even though I gave myself that little treat, shoot, the weight was still coming off because I was doing 3 miles a day, So I walked it, and then I started challenging myself. I said, okay, I'm walking it. It's taking me about 15 minutes, break time, whatever. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to get a little jog in there, All right, now that 3rd mile, now I'm home. I can do that. Let me try to run that mile. So I just really started setting different goals for myself and then rewarding myself. And I would even sometimes reward myself by saying, hey, you know what? You're going to take yourself to the movies. And then I would get that popcorn with the butter, because I love movie popcorn, but I know I can't eat it all the time. So I would go ahead and I would reward myself with things like that. And that just, when you have that party inside for yourself, because you did the action, you got it done. You just, that sense of accomplishment, that's everything. It really is, and just saying, okay, make that. All right. You know what? Like you said, this whole week, I'm not going to have yes. I'm only going to have it on the week, on the weekend, but put a goal in there. But I want to make sure that I get 5,000 steps in every single day, 5 days that week. Set those little goals for yourself. Even if it's a smaller goal, you set those small goals, celebrate them, and keep on doing that. After a while, it's like your body wants to stay in that celebration mode. So you're going to just keep on doing it. Like, my next challenge for myself is I'm going to do another marathon. I've done one in the past, and I said, you know what? It kicked my butt. And I remember how hard it was, but I want to do it again because I know I can. And even if I got to walk it, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to reward myself with something really big.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that with us in terms of, a different way of looking at it. Again, that's some things that we can begin implementing and trying right away, to see some change, small increments of change, and actually rewarding ourselves as we go along. Right. Okay. I like that. I love it. I love it.
Be kind to yourself. If your scale doesn't move, That's okay. Because guess what? When you start moving your body in ways that it's not used to moving, and you start working muscles that haven't been worked in a little while, you start to gain the muscle. And it's so funny. I always hear people, oh, muscle, muscle weighs more than fat. No, it's the same thing. A pound is a pound, y'all. Come on. But when you look at it, a pound of fat might be like this, but a pound of muscle is like this. So stop worrying about what the scale says too, because I really got stuck on that for a minute. And if you do that, you'll get stuck. And every time you see that scale didn't move, you're like, oh, you know what? It's not even working. I'm not going to worry about it. Let me go back to eating the same thing. No. Look at how do your clothes fit? Are your clothes a little loose? How do your joints feel? Are your knees still hurting? Are your ankles still hurting, and your feet? Are you feeling out of breath when you're going up and down the stairs, or do you feel stronger? Those are the ways that you know that you're really getting everything going and you're really showing those results, not the scale all the time. So let's not get stuck on that. Get stuck on how you feel, how your clothes fit. When you go and you look in the mirror, do you see that change? Is it a positive change? Do you feel better at what you see? That's what I've really, really incorporated in my life to keep this just success going for that long haul.
Okay. I like that, Tiffany. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes, of course.
So I wanted to give you an opportunity, because we have maybe about another 10 minutes. So I wanted to give you an opportunity. I know that there was a particular topic, I guess maybe a couple of points that you were going to share with us. So I want to give you an opportunity to do that.
Well, we actually, since we've been talking, I've actually shared most of the things that I wanted to, this was really about elevating your mind, body, and spirit. And again, making sure that you understand that those all run hand in hand. A typical day, I'll just run a typical day for, a day in the life of Tiffany, I'll say, okay. When I get up, sometimes people are like, oh God, I got to get up. No, when I get up, when that alarm goes off, I learned from Mel Robbins watching the 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you put that lift off, into your practice. And I do that every day. I'm up. And then I go out of the room that I'm in because I don't want to bother, my husband. And I go and I pray. And I just thank God for the day. Thank you so much for the breath that I'm breathing. Thank you so much for another day, because there's someone else that does not have this opportunity. And after praying and after just showing that gratitude, then I sit and I just meditate. I stay quiet for a moment and I do a little body scan. Is there anything going on in my body? Am I achy? Anything like that? And I release that. Let's go ahead and just release that. I stretch. And then I get my workout in. I like getting a workout in first thing in the morning. Sometimes people don't, but that energizes me. When you get all those good hormones going, your endorphins are going, that serotonin, that dopamine, all that stuff is flowing. And, you feel more creative. You feel just like you can conquer the world. At least that's how I feel in the morning after getting in a nice little workout, even if it's doing some step, working with my clients, whatever that is. And once I'm done with that, I take a cold shower, y'all. So, I've learned now how to take cold showers. They're great. They're really, really awesome for the skin. They're really awesome for circulation. It also, I've been told that it helps with bringing down blood pressure and things like that as well. So, taking that, that lower than lukewarm, y'all, cold shower, okay? It definitely helps you as well, and just helps you to be more energized throughout the day too. And I just really, as I'm going and I get ready, I say at least 3 to 4 positive affirmations as I'm just moving through over and over again, whether it be, I am amazing. This is an amazing day. Every breath I take is wonderful. I am so creative, just whatever it is, whatever I'm thinking of at that moment, whether it be about my business, business, my family. Maybe I'm having a little issues with family and I want to say some positiveness about the family. And, I just do that. And as I move through my day, I just try not to take things too personal, because to me, you know what, if somebody has a problem, it's usually not me anyway, it's normally them. So I just have to step back and just, okay, well, Lord, but I mean, hey, and just, I don't let things bother me, because again, that's stress. Now that I know that the body in dis-ease causes disease, I try to keep myself out of that. Even with my son, I'll get myself going. It's like, okay, come on, just woosah, woosah. And bring yourself back out of that stress. So that's really a day in the life of Tiff. It's really just staying just focused, positive, really celebrating your body and what it can do, giving yourself the nourishment that you need. I do fasting. I fast for about 16 hours a day. Fasting is great, y'all. I can definitely teach if you're wanting to start learning how to fast. I can definitely give you some pointers on where to start with that.
I have a question about that.
Yes,
definitely.
definitely.
So what about so you mentioned fasting. I'm thinking about that intermittent fasting.
Yes.
Do you
that's
go
what
through,
I do. I do an intermittent fast.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
you
some people do 12 hours. You could do 12 hours. Some people do, 16. I like 16 because I can really focus on what I put in my body within that, that 8-hour period. And, that's what it is. It's just focusing on putting more vegetables and, fruits and things. Avocado. I love avocado, things like that. But with, with drinking the Purite, that really was what helped me to learn how to fast, because the body takes 8 hours to digest food. So, when you hear a lot of times, hey, you know what, don't eat before you go to bed, because your body's going to be sitting there digesting. So you're not going to get sleep because your body's digesting. You might feel like you're asleep, your eyes are closed, but you're not sleeping. Your body's it's still working. So it takes 8 hours for your body to digest its food, and it takes another 4 hours for you to get into that fasting period. So you really should be fasting at least 12 hours. And then when you break your fast, you want to break your fast with something that is good. Don't break your fast with the donut. Don't break your fast with the coffee. Coffee is one of the number one things that causes inflammation in your body. And I know y'all are probably, some people are probably like, curse her right now. But coffee does cause inflammation in the body. So if you're looking for a coffee, there's mushroom coffees out there, reishi mushroom, coffees, things like that. I actually, if I really have a taste for a coffee, I'll try to reach for like a reishi mushroom coffee, because reishi mushroom helps with inflammation. So, there's some very good ones out there. They taste a little different, but they're good. You can still, I add monk fruit sweetener because I don't use a lot of sweeteners. So a lot of things I can teach you, in that regard, when it comes to inflammation, trying to make sure that you lower the inflammation in the body, what foods to eat to keep that, keep that at bay as well, because inflammation is what causes all the different ailments that we get, the arthritis, the cancer, the, diabetes, all those things are from the inflammation as well. And, when we're stressed out, our body inside is also inflamed as well. So.
Wow. You're just a wealth of information, Miss Tiffany.
A lot of years of experience now. So.
And you've been at this for how many years again?
I started my business in 2016, started the journey in 2008.
Okay. Yeah. So 2008. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you like you said, and when you first started, you did a lot of research.
Yeah. And I was, like I told you guys before, I was an athlete in high school and stuff, and I always dabbled in different things. I was doing all the different, I was yo-yo dieting my whole life. So I think I had learned already what not to do when I got to this point, because I wanted to do it holistically. And that was my big point on it, was, hey, let's just focus on how to eat right, how to portion control, and how to just get ourselves in the right mindset to be able to, do this for the long haul, not be hard on ourselves. Let's just let's focus and let's just get this done. So yeah. And having a community around you, that's the most important. Having a community around you that is going to help you and and tell you, hey, with love, that if you're off track, hey, come on back, and that's what I've created. I feel in Phoenix Fitness Fanatics is that community of people that just love on each other and are that accountability for each other as well, through the online training. I also do a Sassy Sunday meal prep as well, so people can come and join me and learn how I meal prep. I love meal prepping. It's so much fun, and it makes life so much easier because you're able to eat right and just grab it and go. I mean, it's hard when you're at work. You're like, oh, what am I going to eat? Well, what do? You go to the fast food restaurant, or you go into the break room where someone has something that you probably shouldn't be eating anyway, but they want to share. And now you're making the bad food choices. So meal prepping is one of the best things to do as well.
And you do that in your group on Sundays?
Yeah. So with the 30-day, I actually do a Sassy Sunday meal prep with that 30-day group. That's a lot of fun. You can grab a glass of wine as well, and make sure it's a portion size because, 5 ounces instead of a whole glass.
Okay. So, Tiffany, we have about maybe 3 minutes. So if you could just tell them, I'm going to put this up again about where they can find you, but if you could just tell them, if you have any upcoming events or, how they can connect with you, I guess.
Sure, of course. So we do have the upcoming 30-day program coming up on November 1st. So definitely, if you are interested, you want to visit my link tree here, and we can connect and get you started. You want to sign up by Friday. The deadline is Friday for that. Also, if you are interested in learning about some really awesome and amazing topics in health and wellness, definitely subscribe to Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, Elevating Your Mind, Body, and Spirit. We have some amazing contributing writers in there, coaches. We've got, just on a little bit of everything. So if you want to also learn about some of the products that I mentioned as well, visit my link tree, and you can also visit the magazine to learn more, because I do I do a breakdown, and you also see some testimonials in the magazine as well.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. This has been, I appreciate you coming on the show. Like I said, you are just a beautiful person, and, I want to definitely stay connected. And I'm going to be contacting you about the Monday, Wednesday, Friday workout. And you know what? I never really thought about working out in the morning, but maybe I'll try that and see, how my day is different. Maybe I'll try that.
It's all trial and error. Try it out. Hey, you may just absolutely love it, and you'll just keep on doing that. You'll be in the early bird club like we are.
I'll see. Well, we're going to go ahead and conclude, everybody. Thank you again for joining us for this episode of A Queen's Roundtable Show, which happens every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you were interested in being a guest and sharing your knowledge and your expertise with the world, please click on that link and apply to be a guest, or shoot me an email if you have any additional questions. I would love to sit down and chat with you. Again, I'm Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. And like I said, every Sunday I'm here at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I bring on a different guest that is obviously, like I said, very knowledgeable and has a lot of gems to share with you. That way you can uplift yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically, right? Okay. So make sure you tune in, and make sure you share this broadcast out, and definitely leave any questions or comments that you have for us. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. That way, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as follow my Facebook business page, which is Realizing Your Potential 123, you will be alerted for when we are getting ready to go live. So you can put in your calendar and make sure you make it, and don't forget. Okay. So thanks again, everyone. And I will see you all again next Sunday. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.